I think it is pretty safe to say that since I've been born, these 23 years, throughout the entire course of my life, I don't think Donkey Kong has ever been in a better place. Again, since 2001, when I was born, there is so much Donkey Kong content to look forward to in the future, and I wanted to make a video on it, and I wanted to talk about it because, again, you spend 5 minutes on Reddit, you spend 5 minutes on Twitter, not really Blue Sky. Blue Sky is still pretty positive for the most part, but you look around at any of these outlets, any of these social media platforms, even Instagram, you will see people are still very up in arms about the Donkey Kong redesign. Talking about how Donkey Kong is a completely new character, maybe he isn't even the Donkey Kong that we all thought he was, even though he absolutely is. I just wanted to interject some more positivity onto this platform. I wanted to interject some more positivity into this fandom, into this community, because it needs it. We are in a very good place right now. I'm going to break it all down piece by piece. Don't forget to like, subscribe, turn the notifications on, do all the cool things that you guys know how to do so well. Join the Discord, become a member if you want. There are some awesome new perks coming very soon with that, and let's talk about it. This video isn't going to be super scripted, not going to be super long, but again, I just wanted to get my voice out there. I wanted my opinion to be heard. That is why I have this channel, is so I can yap about things I love and people will listen to it. But yeah, Donkey Kong's in a very good place. He is in the new Mario Kart World. They've been featuring him very heavily, very prevalently, front and center in the advertising for Mario Kart World. He's getting his brand new, his very own 3D adventure, his first 3D adventure since, I think, late 90s. I don't remember when Donkey Kong 64 came out, maybe early 2000s. I don't really remember. But yes, his very first 3D solo outing since Donkey Kong 64. That is a huge thing to be excited about. But the thing I wanted to talk about first was the redesign. People are taking this very personally. People are acting like someone shot their dog when discussing the redesign. The redesign, to me, I think looks better in almost every way than the original model. And again, I've said this before, I'll say it again. The original Rare model for the time was brilliant. It was genius. It worked. They were going for kind of a quasi-realistic take on what a sort of Pixar character would look like with a gorilla skin slapped on top. And that makes sense. And it made sense for the time. But this is not the early 1990s anymore. This is the mid-2020s. And Donkey Kong, as you can see by his Mario Kart 8 Deluxe model, was ready for a redesign to match the more bouncy, eccentric, flamboyant, not only tone, but just overall design that Nintendo has gone with these past couple of years. As evident with Princess Peach Showtime, as is evident with Mario Odyssey, especially Mario Wonder. That's the big one, Mario Wonder. Donkey Kong, in my opinion, the Rare design wouldn't have fit in that game. Like, if for whatever reason they did a Donkey Kong DLC or whatever, kind of like they did with Mario Rabbids Kingdom Battle, it wouldn't have fit because his design just looked far too different from the design they were going with, particularly in Wonder. But this new design that we're getting, this brand new, built from the ground up new Donkey Kong design, I think would have fit perfectly in that canon, in that continuity, because of not only, like I've said, how expressive he is and how just much of a character he feels like. He feels like an actual, a character with, depth and feelings and autonomy, and just the way that he looks makes him feel more like a character as opposed to just a gorilla. If that doesn't make any sense to you, I'm sorry, but to me, I think that the redesign, there's nothing about the original design that I like more than the redesign, and that is coming from someone who has a lot of Donkey Kong merch. I have the plush, I have a figure sitting 6 inches in front of my face right now. I have a cardboard cutout of the character with that design. I love the design. The original Donkey Kong Country is my favorite game of all time. So don't think for a second that I hate the design. I don't. But the way that Nintendo is moving, he needed an update. Another reason, this, to me, gives me so much confidence, and it makes me feel like Nintendo themselves are confident in what they are doing. Because you don't give a character a redesign of this magnitude, you don't give a character like this a redesign of this caliber, and just don't utilize it, right? You're not going to go through all of this trouble, all of this hassle with animation and rebuilding this model from the ground up and making, you know, news headlines. It was making news headlines that people were up in arms when that first ever look at the Nintendo Switch 2 came out, and we saw Donkey Kong, and I loved it. I thought it looked great. It was just a couple second little snippet of him, and people were fuming, and they did not like the design at all. And I'm like, am I missing something here? Like, I think this looks so good. And people were like, oh, they're just using the Mario movie design. Why are they using the Mario movie design? And I'm like, no, they're using the design that Miyamoto made so long ago, mixing it in with the Rare design, mixing it with the movie design, which is at its core just the Miyamoto design with a little bit of Rare in it. It is an amalgamation of everything that has come before with Donkey Kong. There's plenty of Rare in this design. There's plenty of Miyamoto in this design. There is plenty of Mario movie inspiration in this design. There is plenty of everything in this design. This is Donkey Kong at his purest and richest form. And I feel genuinely bad for people who can't see that, for people who don't. And if you genuinely don't like it, that's okay. But I do feel bad for you, because this is one of the best character designs that I've ever seen in my life. And I can't wait to see him in action. You'll feel him in action in Bonanza, Mario Kart World, and everything Nintendo has moving forward with this new generation of video games and consoles coming just over a month away. And the third thing is, yeah, Mario Kart World. Again, like I've said, they have been, especially as of late, they have been featuring Donkey Kong a lot in the marketing and in the advertising for this game. Mario Kart World is on track to be probably the best-selling game on the Switch 2. Of course, there's a bundle where you can get Mario Kart World and the Switch 2 for $500, knocking like 30 or 40 bucks off the price. So obviously, just by default, it's probably going to end up being the best-selling game on the console, but it's also probably going to be deserved, because no, I'm not happy that I'm spending $80 on Mario Kart World, but I am happy because this game looks like I am going to get $80 worth of fun out of the game, and so for that reason, I am very excited. You look at Donkey Kong's model, there's a lot of continuity with it, with that and Bonanza. Obviously, he's a bit more detailed in Bonanza because you're up close and personal with him. There's not 30, 40, 50 different racers that they had to go in and render, you know? It is just Donkey Kong. And so obviously it looks more detailed in Bonanza, but again, it's just like Mario looking more detailed in Odyssey than he does in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Obviously, he's going to look more detailed in Odyssey. But I just think the whole negativity around all of this has just been driving me crazy. And I'm not shutting down anyone's opinion, right? I'm not saying you're not allowed to have an opinion, you're not allowed to like the new design. That's not what I'm saying. If you don't like the new design, I do feel bad for you, because it genuinely does look fantastic. And no, they're not Rare washing, right? They're not erasing anything that Rare did. Characters get redesigns. And if you actually think that, quote, Rare washing is actually happening, you are objectively wrong. Because the creator, Kevin Bayless, the creator, the head designer of Rare Donkey Kong, all the way back from the first Donkey Kong Country, he has been very vocal and very supportive of this new Donkey Kong redesign, because again, every single character in the history of video games gets redesigns, whether it's big or small. When Mario got his, jump into 3D, his redesign, no one was up in arms that they were changing the design, right? So, if you have the option to be negative or positive, just choose positive, right? Being positive, it might be a little harder sometimes than being negative, but it helps everybody out, it helps yourself out, it helps everyone around you out. Donkey Kong is in a very good place right now, so you can rest assured that he's in good hands, and that in the coming months we are going to be getting Bonanza, Mario Kart World, the Switch 2, and so much more. So make sure, again, you guys like and subscribe. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I just wanted to get my voice out there on all of this, because yes, the future of Donkey Kong is incredibly bright, and I could not be more excited for the things to come. So I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Have a great week going in. I hope you guys had a great Easter weekend. All who celebrate, he is risen indeed. And I will see you guys in the next video. Have a great rest of your day, guys, and take care.